Hello and welcome to Game 3 in this best of 3 series between Team Ember and Spicy Thieves in the Premier Amateur Community League. Back and forth. Each game, the first game, Spicy Thieves came out ahead and just stopped for minute 0. Game 2, Team Ember were behind for the first 30 minutes or so, but they managed to pull it out in the end after they got a couple of decisive pickoffs and managed to get some major items forward, primarily their BKBs, in order to keep Spicy Thieves draft from really doing anything at that point in the game. So now we just got to see how the drafts go for each of these teams, and it does feel like the lanes are as important as ever, and it's going to depend. Like a lot of this game is going to depend on who gets the better laning setup into the mid game push. It was pretty. I mean, it was definitely the lanes in the first game, and the lanes almost were enough for Spicy Thieves to win in the second game. But as far as the draft, let's. Yes, Stimmate was the Wraith King. I don't think it was that bad. Like they played the lane pretty well, kept surviving and held their own in lane. I mean, maybe some itemization adjustments would be called for, but looks like they're going to pick the Weaver, though. Probably going to be an off-lane Weaver, since that is typically what you see. And with the Lich Silencer immediately, I'm really surprised. Like, Lich and Silencer are not heroes that are strong against a Weaver at any point in the game. So that sort of like says Team Ember are really confident about whatever they're planning for the rest of their draft. They don't have to worry about the Weaver at all, but that's a hard duo to play against a Weaver with, especially when you have all of the picks. Like, all of your picks can be used to deal with that Weaver pick when it comes out so early. Thieves, you say, should ban the Bloodseeker? Yeah, definitely don't want to have to play against a Bloodseeker as a Weaver. That would be disastrous in many ways. Ogre Magi will be the pickup as well, so they're going to have lots of beefiness out of their 4 or 5 position, in addition to just the general annoyance and mobility of the Weaver and the damage that he will be putting out in the mid-game. And they ban out the Enigma. Interesting. So Spicy Thieves expect that Ember would play a 3 Enigma in the offlane? Is that what that's saying? Or are they potentially expecting the Lich? The Lich isn't a 3. Like, there's no way. It's going to be an offlane Lich 4 with whatever Ember pick, right? Yeah, they definitely have, I think, the stronger opening for this draft. But they have shown one of their cores. So if Ember are able to sort of turn things around, especially since they do have the last pick in this draft, maybe they can still come out ahead from the drafting phase. Although, as we've seen, even if they're behind in the draft, Ember do have the potential to pick up the game regardless if they're able to hold out long enough, the way that they do draft. And Spicy Thieves, they get rid of the axe. Totally reasonable. Like, I would definitely be getting rid of the axe as a Weaver if I were picking a Weaver. And as a long-time Weaver spammer, like, I think he's, what, my 3rd most played hero? So, axe one, axe one of those heroes that you just hate having to play against. And PL banned out by Team Ember. I think that's totally reasonable. Like, PL has so much close, and there's no stunts out of this support duo from Team Ember, so they cannot deal with any more heroes that can just close on their cores, especially if they are going to try for the Drow strats, which is totally a possibility. They still have all ranged heroes, and it's not necessarily showing their cards too much too early. Drow's actually pretty good against Weaver until he gets his BKB. And he does force, or Drow does force Weaver to get that BKB with the silence, as well as the knockback. But Terrorblade banned out for Team Ember. Yeah, I mean, Terrorblade makes sense as well. They, again, don't really have any tools to deal with any of the meta carries right now. I don't know how how Team Ember plan to take this draft, but I'm really interested to see what they're looking towards. Yeah, Ember. Ember's fair against, or Ember for who? For Team Ember or for Spicy Thieves? Yeah, I mean Ember's fair against the Weaver. I think he's not like the greatest because you can still, um, you can still time lapse out of the chains. So they do grant the visibility if you're able to get them. Well, it does look like it's not a. I mean, actually, both teams are going for relatively normal, and the faceless. Okay, yeah, faceless hard counters the Weaver, but only if you're able to catch him. So maybe we'll see the Blink Dagger coming out for Weaver for Spicy Thieves this game, or maybe they will just leave the. I mean, let the faceless chrono the Weaver and deal with the rest of Ember's team some other way. Plenty of options for sure. What do you think is? Do you think Ogre Magi is also the laning partner for Weaver here? Like, just gonna walk up and get by level 2 have the Ignite and the Bloodlust? No, not at all. I mean, so Ember are gonna have a Silencer and a Faceless in the safe lane, right? So Dot's very strong against the Faceless for sure, and giving the Bloodlust means there's more sustained damage as well, and he's going to be forced to time walk away, and Weaver's just going to like destroy. Having the extra move speed is really nice for that as well. I feel like that would be a really strong like dual lane against the Faceless Silencer. Unless it's an off lane Faceless, which is totally possible, and a Venge. So Venge hard counter to Faceless in terms of like keeping her cores alive. Like Venge is still gonna die, but you'll be able to swap them out of the chrono. So every chrono, if there's a Venge that if Venge does not get caught in the chrono, like there's also gonna have to be a global silence coming out. And there's also the the Lich ult being used there inside of the chrono potentially. So there's some good synergy out of Team Ember for the team fights, but their lanes just feel so weak. Especially. And who would be the core in that case? Venge? Go that Aghanims build. If they get some really hard carries for like their mid and safe lane, then maybe Weaver still goes for sort of a utility off lane build. Oh. I'm so Team Ember have now spent 2 picks like hard countering the Weaver from their cores. What if Spicy Thieves do actually take a different tact and move Weaver onto the support role? Or if they even just like say, you know, Weaver, you're gonna bait all of these counter picks, and then we're gonna have some complete counterplay coming out. The Storm. That's interesting. They're getting that. Yeah, it could be the Drow pick, but I don't know if the Drow is right here either. Like, definitely having the 3 cores, like, okay, that does make sense, especially with the Vengeful Spirit, but it's so hard to play Storm or Weaver against a Kunkka. Okay, Drow does get banned by Ember. But, like, you can zip dodge the X from Kunkka as the Storm Spirits, but if the Kunkka is, like, on top of things, he'll be faking that animation, trying to get you to waste all your mana doing it. Oh, you always lose the lane as Storm. Yeah. That's true. Kunkka's just like ridiculous in lane against Storm for sure. It's so hard to spam him out, especially since he has what, like 740-ish base HP. And you know he's going to be calling out a million salves, and almost certainly going to have that bracer to turn into a drum. And if he doesn't, it's just because he's so far ahead that it doesn't matter, right? I think they did last game, didn't they? Spectre. Okay. So Spectre does deal with Spicy Thieves sort of being counterpicked issue, but depending on the lane, this might not be the greatest. Venge is going to be protecting a Spectre, because it's definitely Venge in the bottom, or Venge in the safe lane of Spectre, right here. Like Ogre and Weaver and Venge and Spectre. So having such a strong laning support is going to give a little bit of extra advantage there. But against a Lich, that's a hard lane to play. Especially since Ember have their choice here, whether they want to put the Faceless in the off lane or pick an off lane that just hard counters Spicy Thieves in some way. Axe is out. Some kind of... Okay. So, do you think that's a mid Medusa or a safe lane Medusa? Triple nipple, it's safe lane. Hex on the Kunkka. LDK gonna be going a safe lane, and Maji playing on his Storm Spirit once again. So this is quite an interesting game matchup. Like, I don't think that Medusa is as strong late game as she used to be, right? But her laning is pretty good. Radiance. Radiance, Lincoln's, Ags, Scotty. I feel like I feel like Ember would just lose before that happened. Like, playing against a Weaver in lane is not going to be easy, even with the silencer. Oh, wait. Math Jets is playing the silencer, and Revamp is playing Faceless. Support Void. They've just got to be switching up their roles here. Like, it's got to be a support silencer, right? There's no way. But as we get into the game, we will be able to see how this is actually going to end up going. But I don't know. The Radiance, really? Why? They're going to kill her. I feel like you just die so many times before you can get that Radiance out. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. It looks like actually Triple Nipple is going to be maybe going mid, with Hex going into the safe lane on Kunkka there, so switching up the roles in more ways than one this game. And yeah, it is going to be the 3-position Revamp playing on Faceless, with Math Jets playing on the Faceless. But let's go ahead and introduce the teams properly this time. Math Jets playing on the 4-position offlane, or 4-position offlane Silencer. 3-position Revamp playing on the Faceless Void. Mid lane we will have Triple Nipple playing on Medusa, with Fishy or Fading Star playing on the safe lane support Lich, and Hex playing on that Kunkka for the safe lane. Meanwhile, in the off lane for Spicy Thieves, we'll have Stimmate playing on the Weaver, Cybonic playing on the 4-5 position Ogre Magi, Magi playing on that Storm Spirit in the mid lane. Safe lane, we will have LDK playing on Spectre this time. A hero that does feel like it's much more in his wheelhouse than the Clinks was the last game. And Clammy playing on the 5 position, 4 position? 5 position? Can't tell. 4 position probably, given his previous games. Vengeful Spirit. A little bit of early lag pausing, but Mafjet's taking a lot of early damage, presumably to, yeah, a Magic Missile and some extra right clicks. Yeah, I'm surprised. I honestly think the lane matchups are better if Triple Nipple goes safe lane on the Medusa, but they're going to go for the mid lane play. This feels like a hard lane to win relative to the Kunkka versus the Storm Spirit, which is just like so far Kunkka dominated that Storm is not a hero for an extra like 4 or 5 minutes. Ward does go down over here. Mafjet's looking to try to steal this rune or something, but Clammy's sitting over here. Does have another Magic Missile available. Not going to get in range for it. Looks like he's going to be able to get the... Or Clammy is going to be able to get the rune at the very least. Forgetting it for the time being, maybe. Magi actually overblocks here, so he's gonna lose, maybe lose a couple last hits to the tower if he's not careful. So far, not gonna get any. He has to get all of them because he is gonna be missing that that range creep from this first wave. Triple Nipple has an extra Salbrat out immediately as well. Oh man, getting the deny even there under the tower. Now the Salbrat out for Tim. So mid lane. Early on, going to be very slightly favored towards Magi, but once Triple Nipple gets his level 3, like it's so hard for Magi to stay in lane. And top lane is going to be an interesting one to watch. There's going to be the double Arcane Curse out onto LDK and Clammy. Who he? Who? Therian or Mafjets or... Clammy, you want him to cut this one and this one and this one just for the extra juke paths? Oh, wow. Looks like maybe a little bit of over-aggression on the part of Medusa here. Was not expecting that so early. Mid lane, there's going to be a bit of... Oh, never mind. Not actually moving forward. Stimmate just using the Shakuchi to get some last hits, trying to get that XP out. And now with the bottle coming here for Magi, he's going to be very far ahead, as well as having that... oh no, he just moved the Null Talisman back out to get some efficiency out of the bottle. See, now here's where you should be using the Mystic Snake. So not having the opportunity there. With the Silence, there's not another Arcane Curse available, not enough mana, so Clammy will survive here. But that does mean that LDK is going to be alone in lane versus 2 for a short while. While... Clammy's going to stay in the area, just going to try to heal up a little bit off of some tangos, but it's going to be really hard for either of them to stay in lane and get XP as it pushes back out. So what does cutting the trees do for him there? Oh man, Fading Star getting that DD rune just before Magi gets a chance, which means he's gonna have to ferry out a salve and not get his second Null Talisman as early as he would like. And meanwhile, top lane is not looking great for LDK, but he is managing to survive all right for the time being, at least. Like getting fairly even CS with the Medusa, at least, in terms of who the real late game carries are in each lane, or in each team. Stimmate's taking a lot of damage there to the Frost Blast, but there's going to be an Ignite as well as a Fire Blast out on the Fading Star, who is forced to walk away. Can't deny a creep right now, but is so low on HP that he just wants to back out for the time being. Stimmate is salving up. Maybe wants to go onto Hex. Actually, Cybonic is looking for the play onto Fading Star. Not going to be able to find it due to the Tree Jukes, however. Triple Nipple looking for an opportunity to get another snake off. Looks like he's just going to use it to ensure that range creep CS. Going to see some extra. I think he should. Oh man, not able to get the Shikuchi off. I think he's just missing out on too many damage instances from Shikuchi that he could be getting. Playing a little bit too afraid and passive, and didn't bring enough regen to lane. Like, he only had 3 tangos in the salve. I think he should have had 6 tangos and the salve as well. Haystream picked up by Triple Nipple. He's deciding whether he wants to go top or bottom. He's not sure, but he's going to go ahead and head back towards the top lane. Maji heading towards there to look for it. And so far, actually, due to the kill, probably still a mild net worth lead. No, actually, really far. Yeah. It's quite the net worth lead for Maji there. What is he calling out here? Has his boots on top of that, and he's already going back to farm the jungle. Like, he knows Medusa's level 5. It's so hard to stay in lane versus the Mystic Snake at this point, especially as a pseudo melee hero like the Storm. So now there's 1 sentry in lane. Stimmate is not going to be able to kill off the sentry before Fading Star tangos it out. So now he at least knows there's vision there and knows where it is, but his own sentry is popped right away. So as far as the laning stage goes, like, it feels like overall it's mildly in favor of Ember, which is a new experience for this series. Like, Ember's been behind in every laning stage up till now, yeah. But how does this translate into the mid game for each team? Like, teams that, or like, how does each team play the mid game if they want to win? For Ember, they do that once, once Void reaches level 6, and Hex as well. Maybe a double kill actually coming out in bottom lane. 3 seconds until there's another Frost Blast available. He is gonna get slowed up, but there's not an X. So yeah, that X is super strong versus Weaver. Like, it feels so sad playing as Sekunka as a Weaver. Spectre almost going down there. Nah, I think he time walked forward in order to get onto the Spectre. But looks like Cybonic heading over, just placing down a ward here. That's all he wants to make happen for the time being. But that does give Stimmate some extra XP in the bottom lane alone. And that's really valuable right now because he needs to get up that level 6 as soon as possible in order to be able to hang it in this lane, especially with all of those Tidebringer procs coming out, like, and the phase as well with the Aquila. Like, 1 Tidebringer is like a quarter of Stimmate's HP pool. So 4 maining with the Medusa, that's how Ember comes ahead. How does Spicy Thieves pull this out, since they are falling behind in the laning stage? For the heroes they've chosen, or the way they're playing it? It's gonna ignite people and fire blast them like that. And there's going to be as well. Oh, maybe one right click. Oh, I'm not going to get it in time. But that does mean Hex is alone down here in this lane. Maybe they're going to... Nope. Not going to take advantage of that. Yeah. I feel like they could have killed Hex there over in the trees. It's a lot harder now that he's inside of the creeps, so he's able to get those Tidebringers off. And he just got his level 6. So there's not going to be any potential for... Oh, here, Maji coming in, wants to kill off Moth Jets. Is going to get him. Damn, that's just... Storm does so much damage so early with the overload. Weaver goes down. Looks like he got, he got X-Torrent boated. Or maybe X-Boat torrented, depending on which direction that combination went. Mafjet's coming back up here into the top lane. Looks like he just wants to try to harass the Spectre away. Spectre is falling behind, but Magi should be able to make enough space. Like, he is on top of the CS chart, on top of the net worth chart as well. And Spectre's not that far behind the Medusa right now. I do think that Spectre, like, scales harder than Medusa right now. Into the ultra late game, at least. And now Tim Hortons looking for the damage on a triple nipple, but it's really hard with that. He's using all of his mana here, and he's actually going to get stunned up. He's been super over-aggressive here. There's going to be the Frost Blast out. Going to slow him down long enough for triple nipple to get enough right clicks out to finish off Magi. But, oh man, no turnaround even. Ogre TP's in, but the Chain Frost is available and will be used. Some really unlucky bounces for him, but I don't think it mattered at that point. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Magi, like, overplayed his hand so hard there. Get what? Okay. Yeah, he goes in. Yeah, so there is maybe some potential to get onto triple nipple here if there was any vision. It should be obvious where he's farming right now, but no, there's going to be a long zip up into the top lane. They're actually able to kill off the silencer, and Magi gets that one as well. So a lot of gold coming his way, and he's actually calling out Veil? No, he's calling out the Kaya. So he will have that Kaya available for any future plays. Triple nipple is still really low right now. Like, playing in the jungle, super, and totally makes sense the way that he's playing where he is, but it's really hard for him right now to survive any kind of gank that happens, especially since he's trying to kill off these ancients and not doing the greatest job of it. Just not enough gold here yet. Yep. And Magi just farming up here in the jungle, getting some nice stacks off for himself. Definitely doing some work on the Storm Recovery Act. And I would say recovery, he's actually ahead, like on top of the net worth chart. Is he going to go for the zip? He's going for the long zip. I'm surprised Triple Nipple stayed that long, but it's going to be really hard. Like, he is running out of mana, and this is going to be the opportunity. There still is zip available. Now Fading Star's in here with the Frost Blast. Triple Nipple wants to try to bait him forward. Fading Star walks up and actually gets hit by the Static Remnant, which might have been out of vision. But Stimmate does have his level 6 now. So across the board, it looks like Spicy Thieves have potentially stemmed the bleeding. They have 6 on 3 of their heroes. They still need to get on the 2 supports. Here's a long zip forward by Magi, able to get the Lich kill out of it. Where did he must have seen that from here. Yeah, and Ogre was in the area as well. There was an X attempt, it looks like Kunko wanted to make happen, but not able to catch up, so just a free DD going away at Magi here. Probably going to use that to farm the jungle. Yeah. Yeah, not just the lane even. So there's going to be a zip forward here. Global is used, but doesn't matter. With the DD, he's just going to right-click everybody. So now the global's down, and Magi gets a double kill. And meanwhile, however, the tower does go down. Oh, that didn't get denied. I didn't even... Yeah, so Tripinable actually gets that tower kill. A little bit of a mistake not denying the tower, I think, because that could have been... Yeah, it's really, really hard. But then again, like, all 4 support... Well, 3 of the 4 supports are really passive in this game. I think the Venge is a fairly active, like, roaming hero, but... Now, Revamp does have the Chronosphere available to try and make a play. We are going to see Triple Nipple. How did he get there? So there's the stun, uses his ult, but now Maji just going to go ahead and take him off with a couple right clicks. There's a zip forward now as well. Kunkka coming in, does have the boat. He's going to be silenced up for the time being, but now Maji going to be able to walk away. The Lich ult comes out. Hex looking for the final kill out, and he's going to be able to get it, but he's going to trade it for his life. Stimmate time-lapsing back away. Meanwhile, Mafchet's actually gets the tick out. Was he using spells? Is that why? I mean, he had 300 HP when he walked away. I think there was definitely time to. I think there was definitely time for him to, or enough HP for him to not tick out there. So I think he just used spells. That's the only way that I see that happening. I think that's reasonable. Like, they're not, or Spicy Thieves are not super far ahead right now. They're very slightly ahead overall, I would say, but just because of their storm. There's a zip forward here going in onto Hex. They're going to be able to not find him here. The Shadow Blade was just finished, and not having any detection means that Hex is going to be A-okay, and actually is able to get the rune as well there for free. Top lane, maybe a bit of aggression here. Cybonic taking a lot of damage. Triple Nipple actually has quite a bit of right-click potential right now, more than you tend to see on Medusa at this point in the game, since it does have that phase and the extra Wraith Band. So both teams making the most of their draft as it is. Oh, Hex is super greedy here. He's under his Shadow Blade, so maybe he's looking for. Oh, he doesn't have the mana, and he's not gonna find the kill onto Maji either way, since he was not quite able to get the range for that torrent. Oh, he had the range for the torrent, just a little bit misestimating the attack range of the storm. The fort's actually used just to. Oh, it's used for top lane and to push in mid. So mid lane is gonna go. What were we saying? Who, Maji there? Yeah, he could have. He definitely can pick up the Arcane or use the Arcane Rune in his bottle and make the long zip onto Hex right now. Especially now that he does not have the Shadowblade mana. But nah, he's looking for somebody to walk up this hill right now. He doesn't. There's a sentry here, but that doesn't spot him. Top lane. Yeah, there's a global, there is a chrono, there is stone gaze. So immediately there's gonna be a fire blast here, out onto revamp, a zip forward as well, but not gonna be quite far enough. The chrono is not used in time, and now it's gonna have to. Oh, it's not even used still at that point after the global goes out. Tim Hortons is gonna be able to get the right click off. Stone gaze is used, but Cybonic's not gonna die either to that. Now there's a zip forward by Storm way into the back line, trying to get on to Fading Star, zipping back. Oh, wait. He died to the Tidebringer out of Shadowblade. Hex does so much damage right now with that. X out into the Torrent, it looks like. Now Clammy's going to use the Magic Missile to try to get away. There is an X, however, so Clammy is going to be brought back into this. Going to get pulled back just before. Yep. And one more right click will be sufficient. Gets some Fountain regen, but it is not enough to actually make the kill happen there. Hex is playing out of his mind right now on this Kunkka. Meanwhile, Weaver dies over here. Silencer kills him off. I see. Interesting. Yeah, Spicy Thieves, they had a very dominant position. I mean, I wouldn't say very dominant. They had a mild lead for a while. But I definitely would expect them to make more out of this with their team right now. Like, Weaver's so strong right now. Like, oh, he's going for... Wait. So... I would not expect to see the Perseverance right now, and I think that that really is hurting them. Chrono comes out. Revamp is going to try to make something happen here. He has to, yeah, time walk away. Maji takes a lot of damage, uses all of his mana to get out. He's going to get Bloodlust in order to be able to walk away a little bit faster. Fading Star is not going to be able to catch up to him for another Frost Blast. So far, everybody's surviving on both teams in this engagement in bottom lane. Ember Hex is down here, though, with his Shadow Blade, trying to find a target in order to be able to pick him off quickly. Yeah, it's questionable whether they're going to be able to, though. I think they're a little bit afraid because Maji didn't want to go in with low HP Armana, but definitely they could be going right now. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of damage. Like, yeah, there's the creep wave dead. 704 damage from that single right click, like, on your whole team, or at least, like, half your team. Definitely. Yeah, they should have that. Yeah, they have that now. So with the Orca, they should be able to get some more work done. Tripotempo, though, has had a lot of time to himself to be able to farm. He does have that Dragonlance complete and is going to be able to get his Hurricane Pike up at a relatively decent timing after the Mask of Madness, given how poorly his lane went. I don't think it should have gone as poorly as it did. Like, I don't know how they gave up the kill to Storm early. I think it was just Storm had the Fairy Fire and used it unexpectedly. There's going to be an X just to get forward and push this out. Once more, critting it down. Let's see. Oh, that would be why I missed my button click earlier. I thought it was just because it was quiet. So let me know if the issue is fixed now. Also, you should be able to hear KL now, who you were missing before.
They're probably happy not to hear me.
But Tripotempo now is only 200 gold away from his Hurricane Pike, and that's going to be a pretty big item for them. Like, having all of that mobility, or I mean, calling out mobility is a little bit disingenuous, but just being able to have at least some movement away from that initial zip. Renge is going to go down here on the bottom lane. Looks like that was to probably a Tidebringer out of Shadowblade. But now bottom lane, 5 heroes here for Ember. They're going to go ahead and take this tier 1 tower as their prize. Maji going to try to split push this up a little bit in order to make sure that this isn't a free objective that goes the way of Ember. Revamp looking for the Chrono, but he is spotted out by this ward over here. Oh, but Cybonic, he is not in the place he wants to be. He's far enough back that he is able to just walk away for the time being. Stimmate is really far forward right now. But he has all the move speed in the world from the Shikuchi, and he's able to walk out. Is going to go for the Desolator now. Starting to catch back up. I definitely don't expect to see the Perseverance build out of Weavers most of the time these days. I'm curious why he went for that. Any insights on that, KL?
Because he doesn't go for bottle. He didn't want to go for bottle, that's why. Well, he's going to TP back in now, about halfway towards his Desolator, and it looks like they do want to try to defend this tier 2. Fortification is used. There's going to be a Torn out, just going to hit onto the creeps for the time being, and now it's not available for 6 seconds, so maybe this is an opportunity to go, but there is still a Stone Gaze and a Global Silence, so looks like this tower is just going to get killed up. There's the Atos coming out from Mafjets. He has that really early for a position 4. And meanwhile, as Maji TP's back into this, a couple heroes TP out. There is still full vision. Maji should be going for the zip here, I think. But he's playing really cautiously. Probably just because of the Chrono. He's afraid of that. Wants to wait for the Chrono to go out before he zips. Oh, man. Like, there was still full vision from this, from that ward for, like, 10 seconds. I'm really surprised that after the 2 TP showed top, Spicy Thieves did not take advantage of that. They're playing really safe. I don't like it.
I mean,
Since they have a Spectre, they can kind of afford to play safe, but it makes the game harder, I still feel like, right?
Yeah.
Alright, here's a long zip. They're going to get onto onto Fading, and he's going to get Fading Star. He's going to get just zapped down here finally to the Overload procs and the Remnants and all the bullshit. Didn't even have to wait to the tick out on Soulburn. Math Jets, though, like, I'm impressed he has a Rod of Atos at this point. He actually has so much farm for 4 position at 23 minutes. Triple Nipple still farming up. Has his Yasha completed now as well. And he's starting to rice the jungle pretty quickly. Like, Spectre's trying to keep up, but with just the Blade Mail Yasha treads, he's behind by a whole item, like a whole 4k gold item, right?
What is this guy doing? Is this the same Wraith King or what?
Who, the Weaver?
The boy.
I believe Weaver was the Wraith King. Stimmate. Void is was the Venomancer.
Okay.
But Hex still pushing out these waves, doing a lot of work for his team, keeping this game sort of in the game, and making sure this Medusa has plenty of room to farm up, and she's now on top of the net worth chart. Like, it's quite impressive how much she's recovered. Even out farming Maji on the Storm. He does have a DD here, though. Oh, but there's 2 TPs in. They know what's up. They spot the rotation here out on this ward. Storm, they know, is looking for a zip with the DD, and they have plenty of heroes here to deal with it. They might even go for some aggressive play if they're able to get around. There's no smoke, but there is the Shadow Blade. Okay, now Storm's zipping away. I wonder what he saw. Didn't see that. That's a Radiant Ward. Maybe Hex was just close enough that he saw him there, but yeah, Maji, he knows what's up. Maybe not though. X, they gonna go for it? They're not gonna go for the X play. They're gonna bait out the zip forward actually, and there's the global as well. So now there's gonna be a blink as well as the Atos into the torrent, not even requiring the torrent, immediately just going to be able to take him down. Triple Nipple right clicking him to death. That was a very aggressive play that
Questionable play.
Yeah, Ember were very ready for that play. Yeah, a little bit of over-aggression from Maji there. And it, cost him his life. But at the same time, Spectre is still farming. Manta's almost done there. And what do you think? Do you think you go back for Radiance as LDK this game? Or do you potentially just go for the Diffusal?
You gotta get Diffusal. You can't go back for that.
Atos forward onto Stimmate, but he is going to be able to get that invisibility off and not going to get caught up in it. There's going to be a Fire Blast out on Medusa. Double cast is in effect. There is an X onto Cybonic. Going to get snaked up. A couple right clicks. Going to take out a lot of his HP pretty quickly there. And now, so far, the tower has been defended. The Bloodlust on the tower does a lot of work. And meanwhile, top lane being pushed in by LDK has his Manta complete and knows he's able to use his ult to come in, and he's going to use his ult right now, actually coming into the top lane, and has not the cooldown on his Spectral Dagger, just he has to go in. Far zip forward in from Maji. He's going to go ahead and use the Orchid onto Faceless Void, prevent the Chrono from ever coming out, and that is going to be the tick down as well. Void comes out, gets onto Triple Nipple, so he's going to have the Rum effect. Hex, meanwhile, is going to get taken down on the backside by the rest of Spicy Thieves. Now Triple Nipple is trying to hold himself in place, but he does not have anywhere to go. Going to get Magic Missile, going to get right-clicked, and he is going to go down. Stimmate getting the last hit on that. 4 for 1. Maji does go down once again, but overall, definitely a fight that is in favor of Spicy Thieves.
Yeah. And when they were retreating, Void Club ult, and then they would have survived that.
Void got Orchided. He couldn't ult.
No. Like, they were retreating this way. Void got Orchided right here. He could have ult right around this here.
Yeah.
And then
you can control click to draw directly, like this, by the way.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But LDK, with all of the AoE gold that he got from that, is going to be able to get his Diffusal in, a decent rate, given how soon after his Manta it's going to come out. Has already about a third of that complete. And yeah, I mean, this game still feels really even. Like, but at the same time, for the first time in the game, Spectre is going to, or the Spectre team is going to be ahead by
a very small amount. After losing the Ogre, not going to be anymore, but they were at least for a short period. Not even going to reflect on the net worth graph, actually. But I feel like when a Spectre team is ahead... Oh, interesting. I was going to say when a Spectre team is ahead, like they... Or even, they are ahead in terms of winning the game. But Dota Plus actually disagrees. It still gives 3-1 odds in favor of Ember this game.
The Medusa.
So there's a blink forward, gets the X out onto Storm. He's going to get backed out, and with the silence, he's not going to be able to dodge the boat. He's going to get silence up again as well from the last word. A-tossed up, and he is down.
Force a buyback from doing that.
He does have the buyback available, so he will be able to...
Boy, it's alright to just ult one guy. He could have ult there.
Cybonic comes forward using the blast, and there's a blink forward from Hex. He gets a big Tidebringer off with the crit, but it's not going to really do a whole lot. Only hits on the Cybonic, and he has a lot of HP to be able to tank that up with. Meanwhile, the creeps are being pulled over to the side by Stimmate just to try to prevent the push up into the high ground in mid lane where Ember have set up. The minus armor comes out onto Triple Nipple from the Wave of Terror. Now there's going to be the Magic Missile as well. Is there a swap? Nope, no swap going to come out just yet. Stimmate may be looking for a play here. Going to throw out more minus armor here in the form of the Bugs. But that's going to go down really quickly. The Bugs are not talented just yet. Not to the next wave. The Wraith Fire Blast comes out immediately after the blink forward from Hex, and he's not going to be able to get his cleave off. The tower does not go down just yet due to the fort, but it's very close. Hex is going to go for it. Has the blink.
Do it.
There it goes. Pull himself back. No swap, no Wraithfire Blast available. I'm curious about Cybonic's build here. He's going immediately after Tranquils for a Glimmer Cape with like no intervening items whatsoever. What do you think of that?
Who? Hero.
Ogre Magi.
I mean, it's okay. It's helped to... I don't even know. What does it help? There's no way they can win anyway.
They have a Spectre. They can still win. The Diffusal is done as soon as Spectre goes to the side shop. And that's really going to be the saving grace for sure of Spicy Thieves. And like, even though Medusa's ahead by 4k gold right now over the Spectre, like, that's the entire lead. Not even, like, that's more than the entire lead of Ember. So, like, Spicy Thieves on the rest of their heroes have more gold per position. So they do still have, I mean, still have a good chance. It's coming back towards being even, according to Dota Plus, and the net worth graph is heading back in Ember's favor as well. They have been splitting the map really well, especially.
This boy haven't chrono once this game. He have, but like.
Did he? I don't recall seeing. Oh, he did chrono once here at the bottom tower, right?
I'm pretty sure, but he haven't chrono that much. So I just want to see this guy get up. It's fine to chrono one guy. It's fine, as long as it's a carry, like Spectre, Storm, or Weaver. One of those.
So I do want to say shortly, I think that Scotty is sort of a mistake on Medusa these days. Like, I don't think it's the item that you get. I think you want to get some damage, like a Mjolnir or a crit stick. Is that your assessment as well?
Wait, what you say?
So right now, Triple Nipple, he has the Mask of Madness, Hurricane Pike Manta, and he's going for a Scotty as his next item. Is that the item that you want in this game? You want a Mjolnir or a crit stick, right?
Yeah. I would just take Mirror there. Maelstrom.
He tossed out onto Stimmate. There's going to be the last word onto Cybonic as well as the X. So he's going to go down immediately, but there's going to be the Chrono. He's going to hit onto 2. The ult comes out from Spectre, going to reality in. Actually, not going to reality in, not being able to due to the global silence, and that means only 4 here. Zip forward is going to be enough to get the kill off onto Kunkka at least, but now he's going to get A tossed up. Has the last word on him, using the BKB in order to turn around. He might try to get some right clicks even, and maybe try to get this kill. He has very little mana left, has to zip away, and he will at least survive, but he's not going to get any more kills out of it. However, LDK is trying to push in the mid tower, and there's not... Yeah, there's not a whole lot that can deal with him right now doing so.
Yeah, now LDK TP's away as all of Ember start rotating back for him. And definitely, strong push play out of him. I don't know if
But
they wanted to necessarily back there, but they were pretty low on mana and spells. Like, Storm, as he came back into the base, could have maybe gotten onto them and screwed with them.
I feel like once Spectre get hurt, you can't kill her. You don't have enough damage.
Yeah, especially with the Scotty pick. I do hope that Triple Nipple changes his build lineup before he buys the Scotty, because that does not feel like the effective item in this game. So I'm going to get another kill here out of the Fading Star, but while there's no Chrono available, there isn't... Okay, there's going to be a bit of a TP. He's going to get bashed up right away. Going to try to make a zip happen, but now there's going to be the blink forward as well as the cleave from Hex. And with the Time Walk forward and the bash, that will be the end of the Storm Spirit. Did use all of his mana for that Lich kill, but he's making space. Like, LDK getting towards that heart, catching up. Like, Medusa's still holding forward in farm overall, but LDK is staying close enough that, given that his hero is just, better, like, I think that's fair. Like, I don't think there's much that Medusa's better at than Spectre, except for dealing with, like, CK, right?
Yeah.
So even though he's behind in gold, because Spectre is just a better hero, it is still pretty even, I would say.
I do want to see this Void going either Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade. One of those.
I can see the Blink Dagger. Shadow Blade's a terrible item. I will stand by that till the end of time. Unless they buff it again.
It's a good item.
But lots of wards and sentries available for Fading Star. He's going to go on his own mission, try to claim some of the map for his team. There's a lot of dire vision in the jungle, but they're still pretty restricted. So if he's able to take out some more of that, yeah, now they're even more restricted because of that. Well done on his part. And meanwhile, there's all of this that sort of belongs, well, not all of that, more like this. That sort of belongs to this got unbound again. Wish I understood why that happened so I could fix it. So Roshan is going to be attempted here, but oh man, like,
What the fuck?
they left just because Clammy threw in a single wave of terror. So now there's going to be the Atos as well as the last word out onto Clammy. Fading Star moving forward is going to cast maybe the ult here. Yeah, he's going to go for the ult. Oh, it's going to bounce to the creeps instead of... He's going to get him. He's still going to get him in the end, but he is going to die, pay for his life, or pay for his sins with his life in that exchange. Now there's going to be ult coming out from Spectre, but it doesn't really matter because the global comes through... I mean, the global comes through a little bit late, however. Spectre's already used the reality in at that point. Now Mafjet is going to go down as well. So far, only Clammy dying on the backside of this entire fight. BKB forward, trying to get onto Medusa here. Medusa has a lot of HP at this point, so it's really hard for just Magi to kill off Triple Nipple, and with the ult forced out, that will be the end of it. But that does mean that this Aegis is going to go the way of LDK. No, they're going to give it to Storm.
Oh my god, they actually came back.
Of course they did. They got a Spectre, dude.
Dude, it's the Radiance. They should have got Radiance. That's because if you go with the Radiance build, you have to take that 15% evasion and mana steal, and then you take the plus 700 mana,
Mm-hmm.
and then
You
take
don't
the
need a Scotty, and you can get damage items.
and then you get a modifier. You do need a Scotty. You just go really tanky item, and you stand at the front line.
Does it matter though? Because it's like that works well against teams that don't have a lot of close or move past. But Spectre can reality past you, Storm can zip past you, Weaver can Shikuchi past you. Like, they can just ignore you until the fight's over, dude.
Yeah, but you just gonna be burning them, and you have Maelstrom hitting them constantly.
Maybe.
And being annoying. It's really good. Like,
I feel like, given how much Spicy Thieves can move around, it's not gonna work out going that kind of build. Like, you need damage. You need to make them care about you. because you're still going to be tanky. Like, at this point, even without the ultimate orb, Triple Nipple is a really tanky hero, but he has gone mostly damage items up to this point, or at least like combination items that let him do a lot of damage, right? So he's forcing Spicy Thieves to focus on him, and that in most fights is to the detriment of Spicy Thieves. But this fight, they were able to ignore him because he's falling behind in damage because he's put 2,000 gold into this ultimate orb, right?
And also, when you take that 20 mana plus 20% mana steal,
Oh yeah, that's
on
huge.
that those next,
I definitely agree with the
plus
talents,
eggs,
like 100%.
too.
I would have gone with the other talents, but I don't think
like,
you
it's
get the
just
Scotty.
so good with eggs. Trust me. I had a Medusa spammer testing it out in one of my games. It was I got so triggered.
At least not until after you have the Mjolnir. Like, after Mjolnir, I can see the Scotty, but you still need to have more damage right now.
I'm messing around. It's just joking around. That's it.
Big Crit and Silver Edge, by the way, were finished up by Hex here. What else do we have in terms of items? Looks like Yule's coming out. Fading Star really wants to get that finished, but he keeps getting just picked off by the Storm. It's so hard as a Lich in this game, as any kind of defensive support without a stun, to be able to get away. Stimmate got a Linken's. I don't know, dude. What does the Linken's do here? Like, it stops X, but nothing else?
It stops silence.
I mean, it doesn't stop silence. Or I guess it stops the last word, but I feel like you go BKB, not Linken's here.
Oh, who are you talking about?
This game? Dude, like, I played 300 Weaver games. Pretty sure you go BKB, not Linken's here.
Oh, I thought you mean I thought you mean a different hero.
Oh, okay. Nah, the Weaver.
Oh.
BKB is finished up here on revamp, so maybe that's going to help him out. Not being silenced means he's going to be able to get those chronos off a little more consistently. And that should be quite to the benefit of his team. What else do we have around? Any major items coming out? Heart could be finished. Actually, it looks like gonna spend out buyback to get the heart, since the courier's going. Yep, over to the secret shop. So LDK has a heart now, as well as the Blade Mail Mansa Diffusal. 6 small slots. Not ultra late game yet, but definitely on, like, this is what you see out of a mid late game Medusa, right? It's so hard at this point to hold. And now the smoke comes out. They say, nah, we have our items now. We have the BKB on Storm, and we've had it for a little while, but we have the hearts, we have the Linken's finished, which wasn't finished until recently. BKB coming out too, like, yeah. I'm not sure how the Weaver build works out. The smoke was spotted. No, it wasn't spotted. It was just is obvious, I guess. Looks like Ember are going to go towards the Medusa, and this is going to end up being like a 1-on-5 instead of a 5-on-5 engagement if LDK does not get out of here.
He's out. There's no way.
Yeah, some
He's
wards.
gonna be greedy.
Some wards are placed up. He's not been spotted yet. He still has. Oh no.
Yes,
Oh,
Steve.
LDK. He's staying up on the edge. They don't know.
Oh my.
Oh, he survives. That is
What?
insane. I can't believe he didn't dagger into the trees there in order to try to get away. But it was the right decision. Didn't use a spell and still managed to get out.
It was too risky.
I mean, it was risky, but it paid off.
That good crit. Oh, no crit.
Stimmate coming forward, wants to try to get into Hex, but Hex just going to blink away. There's a Zip. Zip goes onto the rune. Not into the heroes there. Picks up the Invis.
Yeah, they should fight right now.
Steals an Arcane. Oh, there's the blink forward here. They are going to go for the silence as well. He has the pull, but now there's going to be a Chrono available. Chrono should be used right here. Not even really required. He's going to use the Chrono, it looks like, for the Aegis. Chrono. Got it. Now there's going to be the Torrents as well as the boat. That's going to be the end of the Storm Spirit. Aegis down. They're still going to try to kill off the Triple Nipple on the backside. There is a buyback from Storm. He's going to TP into the edge of his base and make a long zip in. He's going to get onto 3, make the zips forward, get another, get a Remnant in the middle of them, do so much damage with that. Very efficient. Come in, use his BKB to also finish off the Kunkka on the backside. The only person who survives is Revamp, who TPs out immediately upon the buyback of the Storm. Nobody else has the opportunity to do so, and that is going to be 4 for 1. I mean, is it 4 for 1 or 4 for 2? 4 for 1 and an Aegis for Spicy Thieves. Buyback is forced. Not even forced, but buyback is used to make that happen. But Spicy Thieves definitely going to be happy with that. A little bit of... Wait. How does Kunkka do damage to Lich? Jeez. I have no idea how that could possibly happen. Oh, it must be the rum. The rum is doing it. But there's going to be the ATOS here out on the LDK. Has already used his Manta. Can't get out of it for free, but it's not going to last long enough to really anything happen. Now the swap forward. Map Jets is going to be brought out, but he's going to use his duels, dodge the damage. At least it's at the start. The Magic Missile is used on the Revamp, but he's claiming he's going to get bashed up, but he's going to be able to walk away for the time being. Magi is zipping around on the backside, just playing with his food at this point. Now he zips away to survive. He cannot die here. Has bought the Bloodstone since buying back and has no buyback available. But that is going to be first racks in favor of Spicy Thieves. So yeah,
they actually won. Holy,
it's definitely in their favor at this point. But I'm really surprised that. Surprised? Nah, not really surprised. I am impressed rather with how well Spicy Thieves managed to hang on to this game when they were about to lose it up here at this top fight.
No, I'm blaming this boy, right? There's so many times he can chrono. He save it up for no reason. One time, he could have killed someone right here. Weaver. Right there. And then, they could push here or here, and they had to buy back, and they can get out. But no. He chooses not to.
Yeah. Well, there is still potential. Ember certainly are not out of this game just yet.
Even though I'm pretty bad at avoid playing, I even know that. I'm so bad at it. I chrono my own teammate. What am I supposed to do?
So, I was complaining earlier a little bit about the Medusa build. They do have some more damage though. Like they have a lot of damage coming out from Hex, so maybe it doesn't matter so much that Medusa is just ignored through the fights because she's able to get lots of Stone Gazes or get the Stone Gaze off and lots of Mystic Snakes. But I definitely don't think Morbid Mask is where you go here. This is a really old school build, and it used to be like the way you would play the hero 100%. But it's just a damage thing, right? Like in these fights, it does not feel like Ember are doing enough damage, just period, right?
Yeah. I feel like you need Maelstrom and BKB.
Big zip from Magi there with the regen rune. Wants to use it as much as possible before he picks up the illusion. Actually going to ignore the illusion, it looks like.
He got Arcane. They should fight right now. That's really good.
They're looking for him. Oh, Hex just showed. He's going to get zipped back. Is he going to be able to find the X? Oh no, there's going to be the long zip here out onto Void, actually. Arcane Room was used. The regen is still active for the time being, but it's going to expire here very shortly. There's the end of the regen rune. So not as much as you'd really like to have out of that, but at least forcing a little bit of movement around so that Spectre can farm. Blink forward here from the X. Hex is just keep pushing out these waves, same as he has been. Pull himself back once the torrent goes up. It's really hard to push into Ember's team onto the high ground. Like you have to be able to win a team fight outside the base. Because pushing into high ground, like you have Chrono, you have Boat, you have Global, you have the constant spam push from X Tidebringer, and of course the Mystic Snakes do the same thing.
They should take Roche. Like, you have that runes, they take Roche, and then let the Storm push lane out.
I mean, Storm just loses Aegis, right? Like he got killed up last time by the global, followed by the Atos, and then had to buy back.
Yeah, but like, this
'cause-
time it's gonna be cheese. Is it the Roshan kill or
He
second?
got killed in Chrono though. His third Roshan kill. There's a refresher shard, but he got killed in Chrono. Or no, there's only G. It's only second Roshan. There were, yeah, only a second Roshan, but even with the G's, like I don't see that.
No, this time it's gonna be different. Trust me. This Void ain't gonna get that Chrono. That last time it was here. Good position. And this time,
So now they're gonna go forward here onto Lich. Immediately gonna get popped. Fading Star actually gonna be able to survive for at least a short while using his Atos, but Clammy actually would have got that kill with the Wave of Terror. Ward's gonna go down with the pickoff. Is there a buyback on him? No, there's no buyback on Fading Star. So this might be the opportunity that Spicy Thieves are looking for in order to get up into the high ground.
do it. They want to wait for Butterfly, so
On
easier
Spectre,
Yeah.
they are getting it. Still has buyback on the Spectre available, so they can go in, die ulti. Actually, there's gonna be the swap onto. Oh, he got Atos, so then Clammy swapped him out in order to make sure he didn't die. Gonna lose the Venge off of that, but that does make it much more difficult to push here.
I think Clammy miscalculated. He could have just survived that.
I don't know. The Chrono was available, but maybe forcing out the Chrono would have been worthwhile. But then there would have been the Global, and Clammy doesn't have a way to immediately get rid of that.
No, he still have BKB. Like,
Clammy doesn't. No, the Chrono into Global means Clammy can't swap him out of Global.
oh. I mean, in that situation, I think he would have just gone for the Chrono.
Oh, Aghanims. Interesting. So Maji going for the Ravage play.
He should get Axe even longer range.
Zip forward here. Boat is used. Is not going to hit out onto Maji, but is going to hit on the LDK. And bottom lane is being slip pushed at the same time. Just a little bit of damage. Just a tiny bit of chip, but unhealable damage, as BSJ would say. Once again, zipping all the way down with that regen rune. Ignoring the illusions, surprisingly. Like, you could at least get those, use those for some vision. But
I feel like switching the treads and the Kaya is better.
having Micaiah instead of the treads, that's probably true. Hag's looking for a play. There are so many Storm remnants out here right now. That level 25 talent is just insane. Does anybody get the other one? The Overload Piercing Immunity?
No, never. I don't know.
Another zip forward, just using up, not even using up the rest of the regen rune. Like, doesn't even have it anymore. Just using it to get the lane pushed in. What are they waiting for? Do you think? Like, they have Aegis, they have all of their heroes, they
right
have
now.
buybacks on everybody.
Oh, they go right now. This is. They're scared.
I mean, it's reasonable to be afraid of the global silence, but there's a BKB out for Storm. LDK
Or
is
they can't
really
win.
hard to kill right now.
I think they're waiting for Spec BKB too.
So here's going to be an Ignite. There's going to be an Atos out onto Ogre Magi. He's going to Yules himself up and walk away under the effect of the Lunar Cape.
Yeah, they're waiting for everyone BKB.
Are they getting a BKB on Venge? And Aghanims on Clammy. So
No, I'm saying
for Spectre and for
Weaver.
Weaver. The age is going to expire relatively soon. Here's the big zip forward from Maji. There's going to be the ult as well. So Global's not burned just yet. Now the Global is finally used. BKB not picked up. Gonna just go ahead and burn the Aegis, looks like, and the Chrono is used early. So that means once he comes back up, he is gonna have the BKB and the Aegis and full mana come in and make things happen. Gonna zip forward and go ahead and get the pick off here on the bottom line on the Silencer. Revamp has a BKB, so he's gonna survive for the time being. All of that extra mana or armor from Lich just doing so much work. Maji not able to kill him off as easily as he'd like to. Gonna turn around and revamp, though. The time walk forward was a bit of a mistake there, I think. LDK coming forward. Now he's gonna try to get onto Triple Nipple. Triple Nipple is defusal up, 4 staffs away with that Hurricane Pike, and Manta is in order to purge the defusal, so he's gonna be okay for the time being. Buyback from Math Jets. Stimmate is going to get a tossed up while he hits the barracks, but he's going to continue hitting the barracks. Now this zip forward gets a 3-man pull here out. Going to do all the overload procs to everybody. Does not have the mana to kill anybody off just yet. He's going to get 8, or he's going to get Yuled up, it looks like, and not going to be able to get the kill off on a Fading Star due to his own Yules. Now he's going to get silenced, but he has to go ahead and try to get away as quick as possible. The Chrono is not available for the time being, but he gets a tossed and has to deny himself in order to prevent any gold from going the way of from Ember after 2 buybacks have been used at this point in order to try to defend the base. And even so, the bottom barracks does go down.
Alright, next fight they win.
Yeah, seems like it. Do you think they're gonna wait for Aegis?
No.
Do you think
they have BKB everything.
So just wait for everyone to respawn, wait for buybacks to be up again. Are they even down? The only buyback that was used was an Ogre. Did he? Wait. Did he died back there? Where?
Yeah.
How did he bought back and TP'd and got all the way back in there in order to get into that fight? Damn.
Yeah. And then he died.
Well, yeah, I'm just surprised he got all the way there without BOTs, though. Like, he would have had to TP to the shrine and then walk all the way through here in order to get back to the fight.
Yeah, he buffed himself. He get maximum moving.
Oh, yeah, with the Bloodlust. Okay.
Plus Tranquil and...
Okay. And the Yules. So that's what, like 450 move speed once all is said and done. Okay, that's reasonable, I guess. Fading Star gonna go ahead and Yules himself up in order to purge the effects.
This game is just show who's the... I wouldn't say... Who's the team with more experience.
Rapier out, by the way. On Triple Nipple. Has elected not to go for the Butterfly and just get the Rapier instead. So now he has the damage he's been looking for. This is the point where he can't be ignored anymore. There's going to be a boat out. Try to catch onto the storm, but he's just going to zip past it in both directions. So now Triple Nipple still farming up pretty effectively. He's on top of the net worth chart by 6,000, and that has really been the saving grace of Ember this whole game, just how efficiently Triple Nipple has been able to farm. Even so, though, it's such a hard game for them. What did he get? He got the 7 split shot targets actually with the Rapier, and he is gonna go for trading out the Mask of Madness for a trading out the Mask of Madness for a Satanic, and probably gonna try for the Butterfly as well.
Is he actually doing that?
I mean, he has the Satanic, he has the Divine. And it looks like he's going to go for the Moon Shard as well. So this is going to get exciting. Man, I'm really surprised, though. Like, when do you get the 40 strength over the 40 Bloodlust attack speed on Ogre?
40... Oh, when you're winning like crazy, and you think you're underestimating the enemy team. It's basically, hey, what you gonna do about this? You can't do anything.
So LDK is working towards a refresher, wants to have that that double ult in his backpack. But gonna have to make sure he saves room for the Divine, if that does ever come up. Because that's
They're
gonna be
actually waiting for Roche. They're scared. They're not scared, but like they want to play safe.
Storm drops treads for Aegis this time, right?
Yeah.
Then Refresher Shard and Refresher Orb ult from LDK, right? Oh, long zip here down into bottom lane, gonna try to get onto Fading Star, but he does have his armor already up, and is gonna be able to dodge that. Saw it coming in from plenty of time. Excuse me.
You're right, never knife in.
Yeah, it's just quite
Never
late.
give up.
Quite late here. So they are going to wait for the Roshan. Roshan has respawned at this point. What were you saying?
I'm so tired.
Yeah, it happens. It's like almost 1 in the morning for you, so.
Yeah.
Triple Nipple just holding up on the high ground, saving for buyback. I don't know if do you even save for buyback if like if you're rapier gaming, or do you just go for all out for the items that you can get?
All out. That's what.
Just finish up the
It's just so hard to
Finish up
say because
butterfly.
if you don't go all out, then you have no chance, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But if you die, you have no buyback. But they will get Divine Rapier anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah, that is the question. I mean, you might be able to get it back if you save your buyback, but I agree you probably are going to want to go all out if you're getting the rapier purchase anyway. Like, just make sure you don't die the first time. So LDK does have the refresher orb. Do you think he's gonna TP back? Or no, they're gonna get Roshan. He's gonna bring the refresher orb out to himself. Or refresher shard orb out to himself.
3 Spectre ult, it's gonna be hell.
That's gonna be quite insane. Oh, he didn't go for the cooldown? He got the Desolate damage over the Spectral Dagger cooldown. That's
Interesting.
maybe they just needed it like in the mid game in order to win any fights, the extra Desolate. But Desolate has such a long range now, like 500 over, what was it? It was like 225 before or something, up to 500.
What? It's only 375.
No, the radius on Desolate is 500 now, it got nerfed.
Oh yeah. I thought you mean it's not. What? Yeah, it's Desolate. What? Oh yeah, the radius. Never mind.
Yeah.
That was C. I thought it's B.
Yeah, maybe they were just using it for the mid game. Storm double damage and invis right now. Double damage is going to expire shortly. He wants to make this it before it does. Gonna go forward here now. Global is not going to be committed just yet. LDK going forward with his first ult. Has the refresher shard and will be using it again shortly. They're going to try to kill off Map Jets before he gets the global off. Now that Aegis is burnt. Stimmate actually gets a kill onto Lich on the backside. However, there's going to be the Chrono, but the swap out is on the wrong person. Oh, man, almost a big play. It ends up being turned around exactly the wrong way. Yule's up by Cybonic, try to save himself for a little bit while. Buyback on Lich there. Now they're going to try to get onto LDK, who has to walk away at least long enough to get some of that heart regen up. Move your blade mail into your inventory, dude. You got to move your blade mail out. Actually, he's going to turn around onto Hex regardless. Has moved his blade mail in at this point and just completely destroying him with that Desolate with his Manta illusions. Now the ult is used by Triple Nipple out here, but Stimmate does have the time lapse of his own, and now Triple Nipple has no mana left. There's going to be the 3x multicast. However, Hex is able to come in and actually Triple Nipple is able to actually finish that off with his right clicks and the rapier. Now there's a pick off on the backside by Magi, who is going to BKB in order to dodge the Explode Torrent combo and just start hitting buildings. LDK is still here, has used the refresher shard, has the refresher orb on the way. Magi has to be really careful at this point. Hex is looking for a big crit, not going to be able to find it there. Trying to get onto... actually, he does be able to get onto Magi. He was able to find the angle on that. Magi is dying to the rapier. Oh my god, he gets out just in time. Triple Nipple Force having forward to try and make this happen, but there are... Or LDK is still just hitting the barracks. He says, I don't care if I die. I have the buyback. I have the refresher shard. I'm going to finish this barracks first, and now you're playing against Megas. I am dead, but your racks are gone.
Buyback. If you guys buy all buyback, they have no buyback.
So Triple Nipple at this point has more than enough gold to finish that butterfly without worrying about buyback if he's able to get to the secret shop.
Why is there not buyback? Like, they gotta know that the enemy team don't have buyback.
Yeah, the buybacks are... I mean, the buybacks are all gone. Spectre already used hers once. Or just used hers, okay. Everyone else has already used theirs or doesn't have the gold for it. But now with the Spectre buyback and the Refresher Orb, they're able to get in with the ultimate. A zip forward here onto Silencer, keeps him Silence up, he uses up, and we'll be able to get his... He does have the global up in 1 second. Is going to be able to cast it, not even going to cast it just yet, saving it for the right time. There's going to be a Hex out onto LDK. Now they're going to go forward, have the Chrono onto 2. There's a swap out, however, but it doesn't matter. Spectre's actually going to walk into the Chrono anyway. The global comes out. That might be the end of the Spectre or the Storm, but it's not going to be enough.
GG.
GG is called, but only after the Ancient falls. Well played. Spicy Thieves take this series 2-1. They were able to hold on long enough to make it happen. And eventually they were able to pull it out. Man, long games this series. We started casting, what, like 4 hours ago?
Yeah. And that was cancerous.
But GG well played. Both teams played very well for their for this tournament and made it.
Wait, what's the reward for this league anyway?
$200 a season for the winning team.
What?
It's not a lot.
Okay, in the other league, okay, the Divine League, Canadian League, we get like $10 and we play for first place team. The first place team. Come on, man. How does that happen? How do we get $10?
Well, I mean, it's $50, I presume, split among 5, but regardless, both teams play well this game. Very enjoyable series of games to watch. I have been KnifeFan. You can watch at twitch.tv/KnifeFan. Joined by KL at twitch.tv/KLDota. And of course, you can watch this in-game on the Premier Amateur Community League ticket as well. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.